Ubisoft is back on the menu, okay? Ubisoft is back in the news for the first time in a few number of weeks, with people waiting for Assassin's Creed Shadows that got delayed until February because of a ton of different issues and controversy surrounding that game and it not being ready for release. The main focus of Ubisoft in drama has really been them getting bought out by Tencent, them losing a lot of money and their stockholders and shareholders demanding for them to actually spend more time on games, and it's really been surrounding the company as a whole aside from the games that they've been releasing. And before that, it was definitely the games they've been releasing, with really mediocre performances from games like Star Wars Outlaws and absolute flops like AAA or quadruple A games like Skull and Bones. They even recently announced that X-Defiant, their Call of Duty killer that it was touted as, is unfortunately, because I actually enjoyed the game for what it was, unfortunately going to be canceled. But now we have more news specifically about that buyout that is kind of revolving around, is Tencent or the heads at Ubisoft going to maintain a majority of the control of the company going forward, and who is going to have actual more say into the games that they're releasing. But before we get into what's actually going on with this whole buyout situation in the most recent news, as well as my take on this whole situation, thank you guys so much for 800 and almost 60 subscribers. I really appreciate the support on the channel. If you are new here and you like gaming news, gaming reviews with RPGs and action adventure type of games, and you do enjoy the content you see here, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Now, let's get into the content. So a number of different gaming outlets picked this up. This one specifically on gamesindustry.biz by James Batchelor, and it is titled Tencent and the Guillemot, I believe that's how you pronounce it, brothers, Ubisoft buyout reportedly held up by dispute over control, with the Guillemot family hopes to retain leadership while Tencent vying for greater influence over future board decisions. And this is very big specifically because it's going to really shape the future of Ubisoft on who actually maintains that creative control going forward. So going into the article here, it says Ubisoft's two biggest shareholders continue to discuss a potential buyout that would take the Assassin's Creed publisher private, but a new report suggests there is a disagreement over control of the business going forward. Sources close to the matter told Reuters that the Guillemot brothers Ltd, run by the family of the same name, including Ubisoft co-founder and long-serving CEO Yves Guillemot, I have no fucking idea how to say their name, bro, hopes to retain the control it currently has over Ubisoft after the deal is done. However, Tencent is said to be holding off taking part in the buyout and increasing its stake in Ubisoft until it has been promised a greater influence when it comes to the future board decisions. So until Tencent has more say in what's going on over at Ubisoft, they're holding off on this buyout. And honestly, this is kind of just a lose-lose for everybody. Tencent is well known for putting microtransactions and making sure games are live service and have that paid component to them. And the Guillemot brothers, I mean, what have they really done great at Ubisoft lately? Now, going further into the article here, it says the discussions between the two are ongoing, in part to help prevent any other investor performing a hostile takeover of Ubisoft, with Reuters source claiming Tencent plans to bide its time and wait for the Guillemot family to agree to its conditions. Tencent and the Guillemot family either declined or did not respond. Word of a potential buyout emerged in October, following various financial stumbles at Ubisoft, including the lower-than-expected performance of Star Wars Outlaws. A minority shareholder even called for Ubisoft to go private after the publisher's share price fell drastically in the wake of Outlaws' launch. And yes, if you guys remember, Outlaws came out, it did not get great reviews from critics, user score was also relatively low for this game, and no, it wasn't a terrible game, but it was another Ubisoft mediocre experience that followed a lot of the same formula that they've been doing for over the last 10 years, and the sales are going to reflect that. People are sick and tired of them not trying to achieve anything better than okay. Now, finishing off the article here, in September, Ubisoft reduced its financial targets for the current year, delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows to February 2025, and kicked off an internal review into how to improve the company's performance. Like many companies in the game industry, Ubisoft has also been downsizing. Last week, it announced the closure of 2 studios attached to X-Defiant, which is shutting down next year. year, and they also disbanded the team behind Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. So yes, we talked about the Prince of Persia: Lost Crown disbanding a little bit ago here on the channel. At least those people are actually moving over to other projects at Ubisoft, so they are utilizing that talent because it was the highest acclaim any of their games have gotten in a very, very long time. There wasn't any live service components, not a lot of microtransaction type of stuff thrown into that game either. It was just a good, solid game. Now, on top of this, I think, like I said, they're kind of in a lose-lose. I think Tencent taking over Ubisoft would be a net negative for everybody, both Ubisoft and the players, because if anybody knows Tencent, they usually make bad decisions in terms of microtransactions and live service for their games. Now, I think the best thing here would be for Ubisoft to maintain more creative control. I think it's a good thing that they're launching internal investigations. There's been a lot of people coming out from Ubisoft. You can watch the Legendary Drops video on this, saying how bad the culture is within the company as a whole. They don't talk about feedback. They have a toxic positivity mindset within the company. And overall, they definitely need to make some very big internal changes as a studio if they want to start producing the quality of games that a lot of people still expect from both them and every developer out in the industry. But that's all I pretty much wanted to talk about. Pretty short video here. I've been playing an insane amount of Path of Exile 2, so go check out my review and my most recent video there if you guys are interested. Thank you again for watching the video. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this situation. Do you think it's good if Tencent buys out Ubisoft? Should Ubisoft maintain most of the control with the company, or does none of this matter and Ubisoft is just going to be Ubiflop going forward pretty much forever? Let me know what you guys think. Like the video if you like the video, and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!